Hello again, and thank you for tuning in to your September 2016 Taroscopes with me, Madeline. I really appreciate you joining me. If I look a little hot under the collar, it's because these late September 2016 Taroscopes are brought to you by Mercury retrograde, where we are broadcasting to you live from my 90-degree apartment with the broken AC and the building owner who can't be reached. Mercury retrograde! I hope yours is going better for you. But the good news is this month that Jupiter has moved into Libra, so everyone has this sense of new luck, growth, expansion, and higher learning coming into our charts, which you can read more specifically about what it's doing for you at my blog, writteninthestars.co, and check out your weekly horoscopes. But without further ado, on to your September Taroscopes. Thanks for coming. Hi, Gemini. Thank you again for tuning in to your September 2016 Taroscope. I apologize for the, jumper. I apologize for the autofocus. Much like life, it will clear up as we go. So what is coming up for you in September 2016, Gemini? Some people in these last videos said that they didn't like that they couldn't see me shuffling. Ooh, as if I would pull out particular cards and make up a whole reading before reading for you, which I would never do. But this is why I'm trying to show you my awkward shuffle. I've never been able to do the cool, like, Vegas shuffle. Just never, even with playing cards. September 2016 for Gemini. Okay. Oh, okay, Gemini. I don't know if you tuned in with me last month, but I'm glad you tuned in this month. But I do not read reversed. I read intuitively, so if I feel that something in the card is sort of on its double face or on it's like a perversion of the meaning, I will definitely share that with you. But I'm just turning these right side up so you can actually see what we're looking at here. Okay. So there is change in your life, Gemini, this month. Big change. And it's a good thing, but it's definitely putting an end to some things. So even though this is a positive change, any kind of change is difficult when it kind of removes things from your life and forces you to walk away from things that aren't working for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune. I love this. This is like movement. This is positive change. What I feel specifically when I look at this is that a lot of you have done some really tremendous networking. That is the word that I want to use, and that is not always a term that I think of when I see this card, but I definitely feel like some of you have done some networking and some great, like, putting yourself out there, putting things into motion in a new way. This is interesting, but I want to say, this is very specific, but some of you Geminis you either do blogging and YouTubing, which again, not a surprise. You're a communication sign. You rule that house, that third house of communications. It's time for some of you to, this is so weirdly specific. It's time for some of you to put up Q&As, like to do like it would work really well for you to allow people to ask you how you do what you do and give some answers. You guys know a little bit about everything, like a little bit or a lot, but you definitely know a little about everything. So you have a lot of good knowledge to share, and it will benefit you greatly to share it this month. Wow. Okay. Okay. So what's coming through, what Spirit is coming through with on this, Gemini, is that a lot of you will be putting things in black and white. Like a lot of you will be codifying certain arrangements, signing contracts. This is like leases and weddings and divorces. This is like, yeah, you are signing papers that get you into and out of things. And what Spirit is saying is be very clear. Be very clear with other people and with yourself as far as what you want. This is you. You're an air sign. You're the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a master strategist. He's a wordsmith. This is often lawyers, writers, comedians, anybody who basically reveals the truth with blunt or incisive words. And I feel like this is you. Your words are very important this month. And again, like, I want to say that the written word is going to be extremely important for you this month. Putting things into writing is going to be really important. Now, you have this friend. And for some of you, this is like a wife. This is a partner. Wife or husband. The queens are not necessarily women and the king's men. So you may be a female Gemini that is a King of Swords, because you are still a conqueror and a master. You're still master of this realm. So some of you have a friend or a wife, husband, partner, and this could be a business partner, and I do feel there is a lot of partnership energy going on with you this month, but we'll get there. This person is extremely creative, charming, fiery, charismatic. She is magical. She is, like, she may even do things like read tarot. I mean, she has this little black cat here to remind us all that she's a little bit witchy and a little bit magical, even though, you know, everything looks so bright here and people tend to associate magic with a little bit of darkness. But it's like, this is a very positive, warm influence. And this woman can, wow, I want to say woman. This person, and okay, this is what I'll say about this, that queens are not always women, but this is a person with, I think of kings as conquerors and queens as creators. Like, when the queens have a bit more of like a creative, fostering, nurturing energy. Like, they're the creators. I mean, and the kings are the conquerors. The kings are the, I've achieved the highest, I've got the degree, that kind of thing. And these are like, if a king is a doctor, a queen is a midwife. Like, I can do the exact same thing, but I do it intuitively, and I do it with a little more nurturing. So this nurturing and creative friend can help you with this writing. She's going to help you move forward. She's going to help you see things in yourself that really break up the clouds and break up a bit of this anxiety that you've been feeling. Okay, so I feel that this has to do with this queen. This person is helping you come to terms with some things about yourself this month. Like, you are facing a little bit of, like, I want to say some of you are having like a quarter mid-life crisis this month, or maybe just a, like, I'm not content. It's not like, oh, I'm desperately unhappy necessarily, but it's like I'm going in circles, you know, like sleepless nights and stress and just no sense of rest. And this person is going to help you figure some things out about yourself, which is what this Strength card is all about. Obviously, you see this woman gently, sweetly, with like a smile, approaching this lion and pretty much putting her hands right in its mouth. And how can she possibly do that? How can she possibly break through all of the natural primal fear to run from such a thing and to approach it with not just to approach it, but to approach it with no weapon and with no rancor, no anger? And this is why she succeeds, because she approaches the beast with love, with confidence, with surety. Strength is about inner strength. It's not about aggression. It's not about brutality. It's actually about facing those aspects of yourself which might be aggressive or brutal or fearful or enraged or depressed. The aspect of you that seems uncontrollable, like an animal inside. And approaching it with love instead of approaching it with just trying to kill it or beat it into submission. Again, if you approach depression by throwing punches, it will swallow you. But if you approach it with love and peace and confidence, if you approach it as if it's a loving messenger come to help you, then you can transcend it. And I do feel that there's transcendence of this anxiety, this sort of like never-ending cycle of like, it's never enough, I'm never done, I have so much to do, and yet I can't bring myself to finish it or do it. You're going to be letting go of this. You need to let go of this. There are certain things that you're going to be dropping this month, and I feel like it's for the best. So when a couple of things, when you walk away from a couple of things in your life or a couple of things become murky, what I want to say is don't worry, and we'll get there. We're coming to that place. But okay, so in looking within yourself and again, approaching the part of yourself that is just so painful or so wild and scary to talk to, and getting really clear about yourself with what you want, you leave this anxiety behind. And in doing so, you get this new inspiration. And I'm feeling like for a lot of you, you know that there's another opportunity out there in the world for you. You know that what you're doing right now isn't working for you. And for some of you, this is career stuff. Like that this current position that you're in is not giving you the spark, the creativity, the excitement that you want. And sure, we all know that not every job in the world is going to be the most exciting or the most fun, but good Lord, if it's making you feel like this, then you definitely need to get out. You definitely need to see that new ships are coming into your life, but you need to go out and get down on the path. You can't just look at the boats and hope that one of them raises a big flag with your face on it and says, hey, come jump on our boat. No, you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go out and become part of the crew. And to do that, you're gonna have to go through a period of confusion, it's... Okay, you may not be confused. Gosh, okay, I do want to say it's a period of confusion. It's like being in the dark. It's like, I don't know where I'm going. The moon is about everything is in flux and everything is changing. So nothing can be really relied upon because the moon changes phases and the landscape shifts under the light and everything will look different. Okay? And Spirit is saying that because this is a month, if you know anything about astrology or haha, if you ever look at my blog, written.in.stars.co, shameless plug, there are a couple of eclipses going on this month. And eclipses definitely are massive endings and new beginnings. So I feel like this moon is saying that, for example, on Friday the 16th, we have a lunar eclipse in Pisces. And we had a solar eclipse right at the beginning of the month. Gosh, I don't want to tell you the wrong date, but it was right in the first week of the month about. And these are powerful. These bring things into and out of your life with speed. Okay, so something it's bringing into your life with speed is a reunion. I feel like you're going to be thinking about somebody a lot, and then that person is going to kind of message you out of nowhere. Or a person that you just often think about or is often on your mind is going to pop up and be looking for your attention and even make you an offer. That's what I'm feeling while I look at this. Like, this friend may not have such bodacious tatas as this person, which is unfortunate for you and for them, but they definitely do still have something really amazing to offer you, even if that is just like a wonderful talk and a wonderful emotional exchange. I feel like this person is going to help you get through this bit of walking away that you're going to have to do in September. Okay, so these two cards, they have a very similar energy in a way. But I actually like the progression because this says that when you realize something isn't working for you, you're going to be willing to walk away from it. Okay, so this month, I feel that it's as if you have a few things, everybody does, right? You have several projects and several important things going on in your life right now. And it's like you filled 5 cups up with water, and the universe, God, Spirit, whatever you want to say, came over and kicked over 3 of your cups. So now they're upside down, they're empty, you've lost everything that was in there. But if you spend too much time thinking about what you've lost, you won't notice how much there is to gain, how much has been left and how much that is still growing. That the water left in these 2 cups, if you would, again, just lift your head, turn around and see that you still have 2 upright cups here, and that they're nourishing these grapes. They're nourishing this vine, this still living thing that is still evolving. So don't spend so much time crying over spilled milk that you let what is still working and what is still good for you also die on the vine. Okay? Again, I feel that this is saying you are going to recognize that these certain things are just gone. Like, okay, I'm going to let that go. That did not work out. I'm going to walk away. Now, this Eight of Cups, the thing about this is that this figure on the card, they took the time to find these 8 cups, to polish them, to fill them with sweet water, and to arrange them in a stack, a beautiful, beautiful aesthetic arrangement, and leave them just so, and thought that they would always be perfect, thought that that would always last. And the thing is that over time, the water in those cups grew stagnant and full of algae, just green, and it would be toxic to sip from those cups. And when that time comes, when something has run its course, it's time to turn around and walk away. And this person has made the brave and difficult decision to turn his back on these 8 cups and walk away. And the pain of the 8 of Cups is that it feels like these 8 cups are all that would ever be and all that you could ever have. So to walk away from them feels like this enormous risk, like you'll never get anything else. But really, the most important and beautiful thing about this card is that the figure is walking toward the source of all water. And he's holding this lotus blossom. You have all this growth and flow and possibility ahead. And yes, you're going to have to walk under that moon, that changing landscape, that fearful bit of like, I don't know where it's going. Everything is changing, but oh, it's going somewhere good. You're heading toward a new partnership. This is renewal, this is optimism, and this is like harmony and joy. The Two of Cups is like you encounter or deepen an encounter with somebody who really has something to bring to the table with you. This person wants an equal partnership. This person wants an exchange. So I feel that many of you will be walking away from a partnership, whether romantic or creative or in business, and having a partnership that really does work. Finding the people in the community that really do harmonize with you and balance you out and are willing to share with you. Yeah, walk away from what doesn't work. If it does this to you, if it just gives you sleepless nights and anxiety, it's not worth your time, no matter what the price is. I mean, whatever they're willing to pay you emotionally, financially, energetically, it's not worth it if you're feeling like this. I'm going to be picking, as I said, 1 card every month for you to really stick with or remember or take away from this reading. And I want to say that this month I'm calling the moon. And again, pay attention to those dates where you have those eclipses and see, like, did you have a particular confrontation? Was anything going on these days of the eclipse? But really what I most want you to remember for September is that you don't always have to have the answers. And that it can be a good thing to be not knowing exactly where you're going, because sometimes the future and your wishes can unfold in ways that you could not have predicted. And sometimes the universe, many times I should say, pretty much always, the universe can come up with a better outcome and a better wish than you can. Because it just sees the vastness of your potential. It sees all the possibilities where you might be looking through a bit of a pinhole. So okay, Gemini, this month, be willing to walk away from what doesn't work. Be willing to draw lines and cut things off in order to capitalize on this momentum you have, on this good change. I see new opportunities coming to you this month through potential partners, through friends and potential lovers. So be willing to be inspired, be willing to be challenged, and to not always know every single step of the way. Be willing to have a little bit of trust and walk away in the dark, knowing that something better is waiting for you on the other side. Gemini, I really appreciate you listening to this. If anything resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments, or if you enjoyed this, I would really love if you would subscribe. And these are, of course, general readings for every Gemini and Gemini rising, Gemini moon. If you would like a more personal, specific, much more in-depth reading, you can book a one-on-one reading with me. I've linked my store as well as my social media accounts below, so if you want to check out some daily card readings and weekly horoscopes and stuff, I would definitely love to chat with you and hook up with you there. So I hope you have a magnificent September, and I really hope to talk to you again in October. Have a great month, Gemini. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed your tarot scope. And if it brought up any questions or if anything resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments and get back to you about whatever came up for you during your reading. And if you'd like to talk a little bit more, you can find me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all of the things. And I've linked those down below, so if you want to find me there, I'd be happy to talk to you. And you can also check more out on my blog, writteninthestars.co, where I do daily card readings as well as weekly horoscopes and give you some other tips to invite more magic into your life every day. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope to see you in October. I'm still debating my costume, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful September 2016. Bye-bye.